Are you a perfectionist? David sometimes calls me one, and not as a compliment either. It's more like, stop being a perfectionist, you care way too much. My reply to that is almost always, I'm not a perfectionist, I'm a progressionist. And he can't say squat to that because my progressionism has really made his life 2000% better. So what do I mean by that? Well, I think you're going to like this one. So I made this whole theory about perfectionism versus progressionism up, by the way. It's just like the way that I look at my personality and the way that I, try to improve my life in a multitude of different ways. But even though I made it up, there is science in the background of my pet theory, because I read ages and ages ago about research made on human happiness that there is a specific way that we humans kind of measure our own happiness. I'm sad to say that I don't remember where I saw this research, but the one thing that stood out to me was this one fact, a fact that I just love because I find it so tidy, and that is that we humans in general, every human, has about 14 different goals that they're working towards at any given time. That's it, 14 goals that we come up with quite randomly as, just a way to make our lives better. So these 14 goals vary quite a lot, and that's important. We want to have both easy and difficult goals, and we want to have both long and short goals. So if we're looking at the easy or difficult ones, obviously some things are easy, I want to take shorter showers to use less hot water. It's not very hard to cut your showers down from 10 to 5 minutes or whatever. Some goals though are big and really difficult, I want to become a successful artist with my own gallery exhibition, or I want to become a good enough skier to compete in the World Cup. Those, unrealistic but beautiful, huge life goals. Those things that are more like dreams than goals really. The one thing that you're most passionate about. We need both, the small goals that are easy to reach so that we feel good about the accomplishment, and the difficult, huge dreams that are we probably will never reach, but that gives us happiness just to think about and plan for, those powerful driving forces in life. But these goals tend to vary not only in how easy or difficult they are, but also in how long or short they are. Simply put, just how much time you will have to put in to reach them. For how long of a portion of your life will you keep the same goal? The short ones might be possible to deal with, in an afternoon even. I want to reorganize my bookshelf, or I want to fix that noise that my bike makes, those kind of things. But then there are the long goals, which no matter if easy or difficult, will just take time. For example, if David and I just continue as we do now, having this salary and paying our bills, we don't have to change anything to pay off our mortgage. So it's not particularly difficult for us to do, but it is a long game. It will take us decades of chugging away at it, a tiny percentage of it each month. Or say, for example, that you want to move upwards in the company you're currently working in, slowly going up the ladder, getting a promotion every few years. It might not be particularly difficult, of course, depending on how cutthroat your industry is, but it might simply mean, showing up at work, doing a good job and being friendly. But you won't jump from entry level to department head in one go. I mean, unless you're a nepo baby, of course. But for us mere mortals, slowly climbing that career ladder is a long game. And you might be working at it for half a century, who knows? Thank you so much to Songmont for sponsoring today's video. Songmont, as you might know by now, creates stunning, eco-conscious bags that embody timeless style and thoughtful design. As I'm all about investing in fewer, high-quality pieces that we can, style again and again for years, today I'm thrilled to introduce you to two beautiful bags from their collection. The medium yaw duffel bag and the Luda bag, both crafted in luxurious vegan leather. The medium yaw duffel is such a perfect blend of practicality and elegance. It's very versatile and suitable for both work and travel. It's designed with multiple practical compartments and can fit a 13-inch laptop, and has a small magnetic pocket at the front for a mobile phone. The bag has a relaxed, modern look that complements any outfit. An utterly timeless piece for sure. Then we have the Luna bag, a sleek, versatile option that's perfect when you want something more compact. I've got this one in two colors already, and they're two of my favorite bags. I use them seriously all the time, as you might have seen on my Instagram grid. So I'm very pleased to now have the black version too. It has a minimalist shape that's super easy to style and can be worn in 4 different ways. So my most versatile bag by far. Both bags are part of Songwon's eco-vegan collection, which means they're not only crafted to last, but they're also made from sustainable materials like recycled ocean plastic and waste, reducing their environmental impact. And they have fade-resistant stainless steel hardware. These bags really embody the best of sustainable fashion: timeless design, versatility, and ethical production. So if you're looking to invest in beautiful, well-made bags that you'll use for years, have a look at the Medium Muir duffel bag and the Luna bag. Click the link below in the description and don't forget to use my promo code JennyMustard20 before December 6th to get an additional $20 off on top of the sale. And after December 6th, use JennyMustard12 for 12% off your order. Thank you again to Songwon, and now let's get back to the video. So maybe let's illustrate all this with a few examples from my own life. To prepare for this video, I actually sat down, like pen and paper, and saw if I could identify which 14 goals I'm currently working towards, and if I could like organize them after how easy or difficult and like how long or short they are. Now, obviously, many of these 14 are quite personal, so I won't tell you the full list, but here are some examples. So low down on the list, so both easy and short, is that I want to organize the kitchen cupboard where we keep our pans and pots and sieves. Right now, this cupboard is like precarious to open and close, and you know me, like a well-organized kitchen is a source of like pure bliss. So I could like pause recording this video now, go away into the kitchen for 20 minutes, come back, and the problem would be solved. It's like a goal that's so easy and quick to reach. And then the theory is that like the minute I reach this goal and like have a well-organized kitchen cupboard, another easy and short goal would like take its place. So, okay, but next I really want to organize my shoe rack or whatever. So this list of 14 goals is not a to-do list that will ever be ticked off, because for some reason, we humans are just wired to have around 14 or so goals at all times. Spectacular, isn't it, to think about? I already mentioned a goal that's like long but easy, and that's like paying off our mortgage. It won't be particularly difficult in the sense that I have to make an effort and like problem solve and be daring and clever to reach it, but it will take time and determination. On the other hand, a goal that will be short but difficult for me would be to, publish a novel that takes off and sells really well. It's like a big, difficult goal, almost impossible actually. But if I'm incredibly lucky, it might be quite quick. Like it could be my 3rd novel that just takes off, who knows? And that will be like just a few years into the future. And something that's both long and difficult would be for David and me that ultimate dream to work hard and save hard and invest well in a way to make us financially independent by the time we're like 60. Retirement in general is something that we self-employed people need to think about more than other people to make sure that we have enough savings to be comfortable and safe in old age. I mean, for David, I think this is his #1 big long life goal actually, isn't it, David? He's nodding his head. To be able to relax about money and feel comfortable at 60 by being smart about money now. It's one of my main goals too, for sure, but it's not my #1 main goal, the goal that drives me the most, that informs all my choices and influences more or less all my behaviors today. For me, my main life goal, the big driving force, is not my retirement scheme, it's my memoir. When I'm 90 and sit down to take stock and, nostalgically look back at my life and reminisce about the highs and the lows, I want those memories to be a combination of 2 things: wonderful, glamorous adventures and outstanding creative achievements. Basically, on my deathbed at, 152 years old, I want the most prominent feeling to be that I have loved life and like not wasted it. But okay, David is driven by retirement savings, I am by the impending memoir. What about you? If you were to like identify that one main life goal, the one that's like both difficult and a long way away into the future, but that informs so many of your decisions and behaviors today, what would it be? And please, it doesn't have to be extraordinary or unique or glamorous. It could well be like, I want to see my children grow up into happy adults, or I want to have a pain-free, healthy body at 80, whatever really. I think like by identifying that one goal, like the one highest up on the list of 14, I think it kind of makes us understand ourselves so much better, and it makes it clearer what our motivation is for like the millions of small decisions that we make on a daily basis. And also, you know, what sort of actions we should take now to make sure that we're steadily moving towards that goal, like the big one. But back to our happiness today, and what I think the point is with us having not one or two, but 14 or so different goals at once, I think it's because like how well we're doing in our pursuit of reaching our goals will affect if we feel pleased with like life today. And I think that's the beauty of, you know, the easier and shorter goals, because like realistically, it's not every day you can do something productive for your retirement scheme or for your future memoir. Those like long life goals are usually quite vague to work on a daily basis, but you know, salt consumption, cleaning the fridge, learning how to play the guitar, that's something that you can work on daily or at least weekly and feel like good about ticking off. So when things are going well, we feel that we are doing what we're supposed to, that we are like steadily moving forwards a little bit with our, you know, with most of our 14 goals anyway. So it's a feeling of satisfaction to know that we're currently like in a forward motion or like in an upward stream, you know that feeling? Our life is improving, you know, we're doing good work, we are behaving in a way that we can be proud of, you know, we're going places. Obviously, this is a nice feeling and it affects your happiness so much, that goes without saying. But what about those other times, you know, the times when you're feeling the opposite, that you're like not making any headway, you're not proud of your behavior, and everything you try ends up in failure, and you're actually honestly not going places? This is my least favorite state. I can't deal with this. Like, it affects my whole person. So whenever I have a period where I'm getting no closer to reaching either of the 14 or so goals, you know what I mean? Like this feeling, it affects your confidence, and because of that, you like lose all of your positive energy and you end up getting stuck in like a depressing feeling that you like don't even want to try because you're bound to fail. You know that feeling? Honestly, I almost never get this feeling anymore, but I used to have it a lot more as a teenager. And I think that was because I didn't really know what my long-term goals and my true passions were. Also, I didn't have David to, you know, boost my confidence every day. So one thing that I've been thinking about when it comes to this horrible state of like lost confidence and no energy is that, again, this is truly where those like easy short goals shine and come through for us. Something that you can achieve in 20 minutes, a feeling of like taking something off, of like getting one thing right. That's invaluable when you're in this state like of bad confidence, isn't it? So tackling that overfilled wardrobe, you know, clearing it out, color coordinating and all that good stuff, just to make you feel like you're being proactive and like you're jump-starting your confidence to like take on the bigger, more difficult goals again. There's a risk here though, I think, and that is to focus so much on the small goals that they become safety blankets. Say for example that your confidence is shot and you're like feeling that you will never be able to reach those big exciting goals. And at the same time, one of your smaller goals is to, say for example, always have a clean home. It's easy to put so much effort and importance into the small, very reachable goal and like keep reaching that goal perfectly, almost obsessively, so that you feel like you never really have to work towards those bigger, more scary goals. Do you know what I mean? So it's easy to get stuck doing something small to a perfect degree and lose sight of that big main goal, the one that should be driving all your decisions, you know? So this is why I am a self-proclaimed progressionist rather than a perfectionist. Because with perfectionism, I feel like you care so much about the small things and details that you protect yourself from failure. Take me, for example. If I were a perfectionist when writing my first novel, I would fiddle with it and polish it for years and years until it would be perfect, which it never would have been, and that would give me an excuse to never submit it to an agent and try to get it published. So basically, perfectionism can protect you from trying, and because of that, it also protects you from failing. So if you work for so long on your book that you never submit it, you will never know if it wasn't good enough to be published. I'm not like that. Because, you know, as a progressionist, the goal was definitely to get my book published, but there were other smaller goals before that. So finishing the first draft, then editing the novel until it's good enough to submit, then submitting it to agents, then signing with an agent, then submitting it to publishers and then selling it to a publisher, and finally getting the book published and seeing it out in the bookshops. So because of this progression of many small goals toward the bigger goal, failure becomes for me like much less scary. Because if I reach goal 1 and 2 and then 3, but fail at step 4, which in this case would be signing with an agent, I would just have to repeat the earlier steps that I have a feeling of succeeding in and then try step 4 again. Do you know what I mean? So for me, like the progression, the forward movement is the thing that makes me happy, not reaching the end goal. My type of personality is that it's lovelier and more exciting and makes me more happy to quickly be moving from very bad to less bad than standing still around really good, never reaching super good. For example, I'd rather be in the early stages of learning the guitar, like being really bad at it but quickly becoming better, than to be really good at guitar but standing still and like no longer becoming any better, because the forward movement feels good. Are you the same? Do you know the feeling I'm talking about? So like on these huge long life goals, I don't think it makes much difference whether you ever reach the goal. I think what matters and makes you happy or unhappy is just whether you are moving forward or not. At least that's how it is for me. Like going in the right direction, could that actually be the most satisfying feeling for a human? Like not reaching your destination, but the feeling of going in the right direction, moving forward. Powerful stuff. Do you agree with me? Are you also a progressionist? Or maybe you're more of a perfectionist, or neither, but instead just like perfectly happy and content with where you are and like what your life looks like just at this very moment, and not feeling the need to be moving in any direction at all. Do tell me. And also, the 14 or so goals, what are yours? Care to share? One of my long-term goals is to continue making a living strictly from creative work, which you are right now by watching this very video or, buying one of my books. You're making it possible for me. So again, for the millionth time, thank you for being so supportive and helping me with this lifelong goal of mine, and for, your contribution to that impending memoir that I will write at 90. You will be in it for sure. This was actually really healthy for me, sitting down to list those 14, or for me it was actually 15 current goals. And it has definitely motivated me to go deal with that pot and pan cupboard in the kitchen. So I think I will go and do that just now and tick it off straight away, or actually maybe after lunch. Let's have lunch first and then we will see. You go have lunch too, and give me a like if you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet, and I will see you next week already.